I don't know, I don't know. 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 And that's okay. Welcome to I Don't Know. My name is Marissa Zeccanato. How about a message from our paid sponsor? Today's episode is sponsored by Vibing Out. Ooh, baby. Do you like going on walks? Does that make you feel nice? Try vibing out by going on a walk. Ooh, baby. Do you like listening to classical music while sipping a cup of tea? Well then, why don't you just try vibing out by doing that? Ooh, baby. Vibing out. Try it today. Next up is a lovely conversation with my beautiful mother, Marianne. Ah, here it is. I just think it's so sad we have all these ideas of what beauty means, right? Mm-hmm. It's like beauty looks a certain way. But how like, could it? How could it look a certain way?
And also, like with breasts, it's like naturally it pretty much usually doesn't look that way, or at least it doesn't last.
Right, and it's only when you have 22-year-old boobs that are up to your chin and neck, that's real beauty.
Yeah, it needs to stay that way. Even though the rest of your body is changing, which you can get plastic surgery on a lot of stuff. But even though your body's changing, that needs to stay the same. And even, internally our bodies are changing. We can't do much about that, but people try to do so much about the external part.
Well, no, and I like, kind of going back to what I'm trying to see if I can pull up the little poem that I wrote. When I said,
I was going to say, I think too that for me myself, like what we really need to be looking at is what's going on inside our bodies, especially as we age and stuff.
Yeah. It's so much more important to look at the health of our body systems rather than our appearance, right?
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I guess those words came out when I wrote, falling in love with my own beauty. It was never mine. It's just like a tree that grows. It's like, how much time can we spend? We were talking earlier about spending all this time looking to other people to tell us how we could be more beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like they're the ones who know that. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who are the authority on what it means to be truly beautiful.
And there's some people that there are authorities like plastic surgeons, and they're the ones who perpetuate it too. Like, this is what beauty is and perfection, or quote unquote perfection, and they're perpetuating it, and they're the ones who are doing it and stuff.
Yeah, and it benefits their business to have. I remember when I was maybe 14, 15. And no, probably even more recent than that. Maybe earlier 20s where, my breasts, I have very soft breast tissue. So my breasts are, according to plastic surgeon standards, I have very saggy breasts for my age. But, my gynecologist just said it's just because there's different types of breast tissue. I have very soft breast tissue. But get this, the plastic surgeons have like a name for that. It's called ptosis. It's a condition.
Really?
And and here's how you can really tell if you have ptosis.
I didn't know they called it that.
Yeah, there's a whole, and get this, you can even test it out.
Oh no.
Here's how you test it out. You can
even measure it and know if it's
Yeah. You can measure it. You can take a pencil. If you can put a pencil under your boob and it stays, you've got full-on, like, 4th degree ptosis.
Oh, no. So at some point in every woman's life, unless she's flat-chested, is going to have ptosis.
Yeah, right. But then thank God there's all these plastic surgeons around who can save everyone from their Ptosis.
They need to be stabbed with their pencils. I'm I'm not a violent person, but
I'm sorry, I just snorted.
I like that.
Oh my God.
And they'll point to their penis and said it has ptosis. I can stick this pencil. I can stick this pencil between your penis and your balls. You have ptosis.
You got ptosis of the ball sack, my man.
And the penis.
Yeah, the penis. You gotta fix that, my dude.
The whole thing, the whole package down there.
Oh my God, you're so funny. I kind of want to go back. What were you saying before? You were saying something about, I said falling in love with my own beauty, and I think you said something that I wanted to get, actually, not to make you self-conscious, but I wanted to get the mic rolling because you said something so beautiful, and I don't know, it's okay if you don't say it the same way, but like what comes up for you when I say that? Because when I first told you that, you were like, you said something, and I was like, oh, I got to get the mic rolling. That was juicy.
Okay, say it again, what you said.
I said falling in love with my own beauty.
I think you said something else, too.
I said it was never mine. It's just like a tree that grows.
Are you ready now?
Yeah.
I think I was saying something like it was never yours. It was never yours because it was someone else's.
Wow.
Telling you. It wasn't yours, it was someone else's telling you. It wasn't for you to know or figure out or to know for yourself or believe in yourself or know it was true. It was just coming externally. It wasn't internal. It was just coming from other people.
Wow. Yeah. We'll be right back after another message from our sponsor. Do you get down because you like to get down, but sometimes then you also like to get up? Sounds like you're already vibing out. Ooh, baby. Does it really rock your flop and Crocs off when you think about all the years that have gone by, but also how time is sort of an illusion, because all there is this. There's not even now or something other than now. Ooh, baby. But isn't it fun to just be vibing out? You got this, man. You know how to vibe out. It's natural, baby. Say it again. I need to hear it again. Say it again.
Are you recording it?
Yeah.
You start again.
I said, yeah, and it's funny because the reason that I said it, the reason I said it was never mine was because I think I like how the words hit you differently. So when I said it was never mine, what I meant by that was basically that, like, I don't have to try. Mm-hmm. That, like, naturally there's beauty here and it's just blossoming on its own. It's not, there's beauty everywhere blossoming on its own. I think that life itself is beautiful. And so, I told you, this is kind of a funny thing to put into words, but I told you when you came to Ohio that there's sort of been a sense that feels like it's happened where it feels like doesn't really feel like there's a sense of there being a me inside my body anymore. It doesn't feel like there's a separate individual self. It kind of feels like it's all just one life living itself. So, and the irony of that is there's still personal growth going on, but, whatever that means. But so when I said, it was never mine, what I meant was just that I used to feel like beauty is a possession that I have to upkeep and make sure I maintain. But then I like how you took it and you said it was never yours because, you said it was always up to someone else to say what beauty meant, right?
And it's not necessarily just beauty, or external beauty. It's like internal beauty, but I think it all relates just to who you are as a person. Just kind of who you are as a person, your being and stuff, like just who you are as a person. That's something for you to figure out and learn and grow and learn about yourself on your own. And it's not just coming externally from other people who are defining you and diagnosing you and saying things about yourself that aren't even true.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like, and who do you want to be? Like, who do you want to be? Who do you feel like you are? And what feels like you? What feels like, your authentic self? Because you talked to me about being authentic, your authentic self. And what do you want? It just matters what you want. It's your life. It's your life. It's not anybody's life. It's your life. What do you want? It doesn't have to do with what they want or what they see or what they believe, which a lot of times isn't even true. It's about you.
Yeah. Well, and how many people get caught up so often on all these thoughts about how am I coming across, this person, that person. It's so easy to get caught up in those things, right?
Yeah, and also, like, where they're coming from, it has to do with them, not you. So it's like, for you to be looking at yourself, and what would be helpful for them is to look at themselves.
Yeah.
They're just trying to figure things out based on you and externals, and they really need to be looking at themselves and what's going on with them. What kind of issues do they have? What's going on with them? How did they get where they are? Where are they? And do they want to be there? Do they even, I think a lot of times they don't even know where they're at. They don't know themselves. They don't know where they're at, what they're doing. They're just kind of shooting darts off and missing the mark and they're not even hitting the board. They're like flying off into space. They need to be doing this for themselves, and they're just going to be pretty much lost their whole lives if they don't stop and look at this stuff. And usually, and I think it would be like, with a third party, a professional third party.
Well, yeah, that's why I say, I'm at a point where right now, I'm trying to save money, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've done in therapy, very recently, I feel like I'm able, there are things that are happening on their own where maybe I don't feel like I need to go to a therapist every time right now, but really, but, that's not to talk down on therapy, because I think therapy can be like flossing, it's like mental floss. It's like, you don't wait until there's a crisis to get therapy. You get therapy, and then maybe there won't be a crisis because you have the tools, right? But it's like, but yeah, it's like when people are kind of in the business of telling you what's wrong with you, it's like, well, it's so funny because I think about that, and like what you said, it's like, I have so much going on that, I'm kind of working through that, I just really don't even have time to sit here and dissect another person and tell them what's going on I just don't even have the energy, And so it's really interesting to me that, I have found myself in situations with people, like I was telling you, like last night, like who seem to be in the habit of dissecting me and handing that to me. Like, here's what I think you could work on for you. It's like, how much extra time and energy do you have on your hands to have come up with all of that?
And if you can just see and admit that you're hurt, you feel rejected, that's what's really going on. And that's a lot more vulnerable to talk about yourself, to say, you know what, I'm hurt and I feel rejected. That's very vulnerable to say, and it makes you seem vulnerable. And I don't think it's weakness at all, but maybe you see it as a weakness where instead you're just like saying all these mean things to someone about themselves. You can't even look at yourself or look at what's going on. You're what's going on with yourself or anything, or even like trying to be defending I don't know, just protecting yourself. You just kind of take care of yourself, whatever, deal with it. But you just have to project all this stuff on someone else, just really mean, hurtful stuff.
Yeah. Totally. And when that mean, hurtful stuff is coming out, I think it does seem to stem from an inability to look at what's really arising, here in the heart. Oh no. Dropped call. God, I love my mom. She's so cool. Fucking super cool, dude.
Uh-oh, looks like we've got a dropped call on our hands. We'll have to see what happens after we come back from another break with our sponsor. Do you sometimes walk down the street and look down at your feet and just wonder, why do we have toes? How did that happen? Sometimes we ask questions and that's how we vibe out. Vibing out. Ooh, baby. If it's the last thing you do, or the first thing, give it a shot. Try vibing out. Ooh, baby. Come on. Just motherfucking vibe out. All right. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, I think the call dropped. I was so sad because we were having such a juicy conversation. But no, yeah, I think I was just responding to what you said about, like, yeah, if someone's coming out and saying really hurtful stuff, it's coming from, I feel like it's always an aversion. It's always an aversion. We're not looking at what's coming up here in the heart first, right? Because it's like a bouncing around. It's like you said, the vulnerability to actually say, here's how I'm feeling. Here's what's going on here for me. Rather than that's too raw. Now it's easier to just point and say, well, here's what's wrong with you, right?
And I think it's also a thing, I was just thinking a thing of hurting people, hurting other people. Like, he's hurting, so he wants to hurt, he's hurting you. And also, like, he doesn't even necessarily have to say to you, I'm hurting, I feel rejected, even for him just to admit it to himself.
Wow. But a lot of people, there's too much resistance to even have that admission, right?
And it would be much better just to keep quiet. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Just keep quiet instead of spewing all that vomit.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
That's even worse vomit than just someone just talking and talking and talking incessantly. Then you're spewing mean vomit.
That's like mid-grade vomit when you're just talking and talking. But then it's like the volatile kind of vomit is when you're now. It's not just talking too much. It's not like there is such a thing as talking too much, but like it's not there can be. Let's be honest. Yeah, there can be. Oh my God.
I know there is. I've experienced it.
Here I am trying to be a martyr and get caught up in, I don't want to be judgmental. No, there is such a thing as talking too much. It's called forgetting to listen. It's called forgetting to listen, right?
We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We're supposed to listen more than we talk. You've heard that, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't heard that one?
No, I haven't.
People say that because they'll say, like, people talk and talk and talk. You need to listen. It's like you don't have 1 mouth, but you have 2 ears. You're supposed to listen more than you talk.
Yeah. No, but honestly, though, because, like, the best conversations I have come from really listening, right? And that's why I love talking to you, because I think we're both, I mean, one of the things that I love about you so much that I've learned from you is you're one of the best listeners I've ever met, hands down.
Oh, thanks. You are too.
Thank you. I mean, hands down, you're one of the best listeners I've ever met. I mean, fantastic. You take notes. You literally take notes. It's dope.
I literally take notes.
I love it. It's amazing.
I've been taking notes today, and you didn't even know. And so far, we've gone back and touched on everything.
Oh my God. No, I love it.
It's a little memo book. It's 6x4, and I took 1.5 pages.
Oh my God, I love you so much.
Out the things that I crossed out the things we went back to and talked about.
Oh my God, I love you so much. You're so cool. You're so cool. No, but that's connecting, right? Is listening, and that's vulnerable, right? Because I think a lot of times, you ever have a conversation? I think I've been guilty of this at times where maybe I walk into a situation and I'm like, I feel like I got to prove something, like maybe music theory.
Right.
Maybe I need to make sure people know that I'm knowledgeable about music theory. I'm not like those other female singers who don't know what the fuck music theory is. I know what a tritone substitution is. I know, but it's
me too.
Good.
That's where you learned it from.
From you.
Yes. Okay, you can go on. I just want to make sure you knew that.
Oh my God. But I think, we can all be guilty of, rather than actually listening and interfacing, because I think really what we want as humans is to connect. We kind of forget that, and we kind of go like, I got to make sure these people know that I know what I'm talking about, man. But then we're just playing ping pong. We're not, nothing's going in. We're just bouncing back. When you're talking to someone, you can tell they're not even hearing you. They're just waiting for their next opportunity to interject.
Or they might just interrupt you.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not so much ping pong. Have you seen where you can play ping pong by yourself? You can put half of it up, half of the board up.
Oh,
and just play ping pong by yourself. That's what they're actually doing.
That's what they're actually doing.
Because you said before, like, what's the reason I'm even here? They're just they're vomiting words.
Oh
Oh my
I'm not
God.
even really necessary. It's not really a conversation. It's more of a speech.
Oh my God. No, yeah, I literally could walk away and you wouldn't notice almost.
You wouldn't even notice.
You wouldn't even notice, dude, for real. I mean, I remember one time I went on this date with this guy. I mean, I'm not trying to hold it against him. Oh my God, but it was just so funny. We were sitting at the table and it's like, he would ask me a question about myself and I would start to answer, be like, this reminds me of this, and then he would just start talking. It got to the point where I just started texting my friend because I was just like, how do I get out of here?
Oh no.
And he was so into himself talking, he didn't even notice that I was full on I was just looking at my phone having a full on text conversation with one of my best friends. And it went so far that she said, okay, hold up. I've got your back, girl. I got your back. She's like, I'm going to call you. I'm going to pretend there's an emergency and you have to come save me. And the best part was that she really played her part. She was like, she calls me and she's like, Marissa, oh my God, I forgot my keys in your car. I'm locked out of my house. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you're not even on speaker, girl, but you're nailing it. She was nailing it. She's like, I'm locked out of my house. What am I going to do?
Who was it?
It was my friend Chana. I love her so much. Chana is such a sweetheart. So yeah, Chana, she was like, she's like, I'm locked out of my house. What am I gonna do? And I was like, Chana, I got you. I'm gonna come save you right now. And then I told the guy, I was like, hey, honestly, I gotta go help out my friend. And of course, like, it's just funny that this whole story happened. Like so much pretense that at the time I couldn't just leave. At this point in my life, I probably would have just been like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to have to head out. But at that point in my life, I was like, I felt like I had to have an out. So she helped me out.
I like the way you said that you noticed that you could do it different. That was good that you did it then, but it's good you can do it differently now.
When it comes right down to it, it is downright time for another message from our sponsor. Do you ever think about thinking? And think that maybe that's a thought too. Damn, you must be vibing out. Ooh, baby. I don't know. Get groovy with it, friend. Ooh, baby. Baby. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, baby. Baby. Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. No, for real. Because it's like, come on. Like, I don't have to have a whole elaborate story to just leave a conversation that sucks.
And it's not really a conversation. It's a speech.
It's a monologue.
It's a monologue. It's not a dialogue. It's a monologue.
It's just you talking. And I think the funny thing is, it's funny because some of one of my favorite speakers on YouTube, her name is Anna Brown, and she'll say that all conversation is a monologue because it's just life talking to itself. And I love that. But I also think that there are different flavors of that where sometimes the monologue, yes, we're all life talking to itself, but sometimes it's a solo ping pong match where it's one character. It's just one character on stage. It's Hamlet giving the long.
Oh, that's funny. That's what it's like.
Right?
Yeah. And you can choose whether to be in the audience or not. You can get up and leave.
You can totally just get up and leave. Totally, you can. And it's cool. I feel like one of the things that happens as I grow, and maybe you can relate, it sounds like you can because I know we talk about this stuff. As I grow, I'm learning that I can. That's been one of the freeing things about being an adult, maybe, is like, I can just get up and leave. It's that simple. It's that simple. We don't, one of the things I do appreciate that my dad has said to me that I've taken to heart is he said, you really don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Mm-hmm. And I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that because it's like, you don't have to, I don't have to give you a whole elaborate backstory why this conversation isn't working for me right now. I can just leave.
Right.
I can just walk away. Well, this conversation is working for me.
Me too.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you so much.
You're so fun.
Thanks, you're so fun. I like it when you think I'm funny.
You're truly one of the funniest people I've ever known.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. I like that. I like it when you laugh when I say stuff that's funny.
You're really, really funny. You're really, really funny. I mean, you've always been funny, but I feel like, honestly, the past few years, I've just been hearing more and more of, like, the humor that's always been there. Like, I feel like, I don't know if you've noticed it, but I feel like you're becoming, like, when we're on the phone, I feel like you're like a stand-up comic. Like, you crack me up. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you crack me up.
That.
Totally.
So you noticed more in the past few years?
I have. I mean, you've always been funny my whole life, but I just feel like kind of we were talking about this whole sense of growth and self-discovery. I feel like through the growth that you've been doing and the things you've been working through, I've been sensing such an ease about you, where you I feel from you that there's an ease of for whatever this means. We're always in flux, but just ease in being yourself. And I feel like part of your personality is you're just really, really witty. Like, you're one of the smartest people I know, and you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Am I one of the smartest people you know?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Well, no, it's funny because sometimes and I think this is actually a really smart person thing to be able to say. I mean, sometimes you'll tell me things like, oh man, like, I feel like something went over my head or something, but it's like, it's only because you're smart enough and humble enough to admit that, maybe something the first time you encounter it doesn't make sense to you. I mean, that actually takes a lot of intelligence, because I think that the people who are trying to pretend they know what the fuck everything is, to me, that's less intelligent, because it's like you're pretending, but like, like, for sure, like, this is why, dude, I can't think of the last person I've had a 4-hour phone conversation with. Truly. Really. I can't. I literally can't think of it. I can't, because you're just so intelligent, and like everything I bring up to you, you have something to respond with, and then if you don't understand the way I worded it, you ask a question. Like, you're sharp as a tack. Tell you what, you're absolutely one of the smartest people I've ever known.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, you are too.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, you're so fun.
You're so fun.
I'm excited. We're so fun. We're so
fun, and we're so smart.
We're so fun and so smart. And tell you what, I love your laugh. Everyone who meets you says the same thing.
Oh, thanks.
You have such a beautiful, infectious laugh. It's like, no one can hear you laughing and not want to laugh too.
Oh, thanks.
You've got the type of laugh that's like yawns, when one person yawns and everyone else yawns.
Oh,
that's how your laugh is.
That's nice.
Yeah. I can't wait to plan start talking about planning maybe a birthday thing.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Thanks so much for listening to the first episode of I Don't Know. My name is Marissa Zeccanato, and I'm really tired, and I'm going to go to sleep now. That's it. Peace out. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.